pine marten, Wales's rarest animal, is about to have its biggest challenge to date: winter. So when they're searching for the mice and the small birds that have been nesting in the hedgerows along the side of the track, those things just aren't there anymore. One of the great things though when I've been filming up here is I've been able to see what's available for them to eat, and at this time of year luckily there's still a few pheasants up high in the hills, which is good, and there's also plenty of mice around. One of the indicators of how many mice and voles probably it'll be in this type of forest is the fact that there's still this little weasel or stoat just popping his head out there, so that's what those guys are going to be eating as well, which is too small to sustain pine martens probably all through the winter, but they're going to be a useful side to their diet, really, just a background thing to the diet. But it is interesting to see that they're still here in the forest. Their food source is still here, and even though it's frozen, and even though the ground is starting to get quite bleak, and they're going to have to be digging, and it's going to be harder to find things, they're still doing okay. This woodland round here is probably one of those places that doesn't have a huge variety of food sources, so it's going to be interesting to see, just as the winter goes on, just how often we see firstly the mice, the voles, the pheasants, and possibly the hares and rabbits. But the biggest issue with the pine marten up here, and the biggest concern, is that probably since the Roman times there's been an abundance of rabbits, and now in the last 20 years there just isn't. So it's going to be interesting to see how they manage with the food sources that's here. Anyway, if you're interested in keeping updated on how this is going as this weather gets colder and colder, please click on subscribe.